this lesson, we are going to define variable and run those variables. So this is a good exercise where you will learn how you could define variables at the beginning of the script. So anywhere you would need to use those variables, anywhere in the script middle or at the end, you could just simply run that container, that variable. So what exactly a variable is? So let's look at this. So look at this list that I have. Now you see I have defined a variable for P. I have put it PWD. For L is just simply ls. W is for who am I, D for date, and C for Cal 2018. So these are the variables. The variables are the first digits P, L, W, D, C. And the commands that variable, the commands that inside of those variables, I would say, are the ones on the right hand side. So this is how we're going to create our new script, by having those variable defined at the beginning. So I'm going to log into my machine. I believe I already have logged in. So what I'm going to do, just for fun, just for exercise, or just for practice, I'm going to go one step back, and I'm going to create a new directory called mkdir, and I'm going to call it my scripts. So it's just to tell you how you could differentiate from one directory to another. But anyway, whichever directory you pick, make sure there's a specific directory for every script. Don't just put it in your home directory or anywhere else. It's not a good practice. So I have this directory created, my scripts, and I am going to create a new script. I'm going to call it, let's say, um, variable test. Just that. Okay. And the first thing what you have to do is bin bash, and then you have to define the comments, the author, the description, the date it was created, and all that stuff. I'm not gonna take a lot of your time to go into defining every single one of it. So I'm just gonna, from now on, I'm just gonna define the shell, which is the mandatory thing. So, and then I'm gonna go straight to um, running the script, they're writing the actual script. So anyway, because I do know the time is valuable for everybody, but I am very hopeful that you guys do follow the standard that I have. So first thing that is I'm gonna do is put a comment here. I'm gonna say define variables. Okay, and those variables are, first one is P equal PWD. Second one L and ls. W is for who am I. But you know what? Actually, there is a command called W in Linux. So I'm just gonna put um, who am I, just WIV. So that will be who am I. Date for D, and C. Now since the C is a calendar, and that I want the 2018 calendar, so it has a space in the middle, so I have to put that in quote. Single quote should work. Cal, if it single quote doesn't work in your environment, you could put double quote. That's fine. Okay, so now your variable defines. Now what you do is you could just simply say echo um, run variables tasks. Just that. Echo again. Now I'm gonna run the command. Sorry, I'm gonna run the variable p. To define the variable, to run it or to get executed, you have to start with $p. So this way the operating system or the shell would know that you want to run that variable. Okay, perfect. Next variable I want to run is L. Third one is WI. Fourth one is D. And fifth one is C. So it's just that simple. Let's save it. Okay, now let's give it a proper permissions. Let's see, it's there. Yep. Let's verify one more time. Yep, you see, the reason I came in, I wanted to see if it has all the proper variables in. Okay, looks good to me, but let's try to run, because to test a script, always run it. variable and test. Okay, so we do have some kind of error messages. Perfect, that is fine because as we learned, we wanted to see where those error messages are and how can we troubleshoot. And as you see, the first message that is giving us that there is in line 8, it says unexpected end of file while looking for matching quote or single quote. So let's go to line 8 variable, and to go to line 8 it's just simply type line 8, and it's it. See what happened? I put single quote here and I put double quote here. Okay. All right, so one problem is fixed. Let's run it again. Okay, I think it ran fine this time, hopefully. Yes, okay. Run variable test, and those variables is pwd is this. The file is variable inside of the directory, the user who, which is a variable, date, and the calendar. So that's how it was coming up. And you notice when I ran the command earlier, the test variable, when it had a problem, it gave me error messages on 2 lines. Do you know why? Because first line is 8, which had that double quote on one side and single quote one side. So that we know that was an error. But why we were getting um, error on line 17? Think of it. Let's check why we were. I know, but I want to show you exactly why. So let's go to the file and now this time type 17. You know why? I'm sure now you know why. Because in line 8, the defined variable was this, which had a problem. And in line 17, when it came down to run that variable, it says, hey, I can't run that variable. So that's why it gave us error messages in 2 lines. Okay, so anyway, so that's how you define variables. Going forward, I will be using scripts. I will be writing scripts in different directories. I could be writing in my script. I could be writing in just the script directory. But anyway, you could just follow just one directory if you want to, or you could just do different directory depending on how you want to structure your scripting skills and how you want to organize them.